Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Bitcoin update. Today we're going to be answering a question that a lot of people are asking. It's when the next move will be. We've obviously seen very low volume. We've obviously seen the holding supply of Bitcoin go to all-time highs. More people are on the fence than ever. More people are indecisive than ever. And I mean that literally, right? I'm not just saying that. I mean than ever, right? In all time of Bitcoin's price history, we had the most holders ever, lowest volume in a very, very long time. So people are on the fence right now. They're not sure what's going to happen next. And so when is the next move? When are we going to be seeing clarity in the market? Because it's not a surprise that everyone doesn't really know what's happening, right? If people knew what was going on, if people were so decisive about bullish or bearish, the charts wouldn't be showing neutralness and the people would be reacting in certain ways. Right now, there's actually no market bias. And so when will the next move will be? Well, I think it will be in October. And I think October will be a very big month for Bitcoin. We have the monthly returns chart, we have daily chart, we have hourly chart, we have weekly chart. We're looking into all those claims today. And we're looking into the conclusion of how I come to that point, right? Why is October going to be big? How did I come to that conclusion? Guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, not too many charts to look into today. We're going straight to the point, and so it won't be a very long video, but we do have the Bitcoin daily chart, which will give us a very good insight onto when that next move will be occurring. We have Bitcoin short-term update. We have Bitcoin weekly chart for a bit of context, but again, we're not going to spend too long on context because we are very aware of what the context is right now, maybe the first minute or so. And then weekly chart also supports our thesis from a daily chart. And then finally, we'll look at Bitcoin historical monthly returns, which supports the idea that October will potentially be a big month for Bitcoin. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's check out the VIP group and then get into the video. So VIP group on Telegram. This is the information group, and I'm on the screen right now. You can join this for free. On this information group, we have the information about the VIP group. Obviously, we have what it offers, what the prices are. We also have down below here this PDF document, which gives you the trading results for every single trade we have taken in the VIP group. So that's what you can find out there in the information. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So basically, short and sweet video today. I want to make this video specifically dedicated to one singular topic because a lot of people are kind of just bored of the market right now, and I can see that even through my YouTube views. It's not hard to see. I mean, algorithm is trash right now. Volume, we looked at all those charts yesterday. Volume is dead. In fact, we'll show you right now. You can see on this chart in orange the volume, the price in blue. You can see over the past, basically, long time since the top, but realistically since this range was entered in March, right? We entered this same range here in March, at this green range in March, entered March 13th, and around that period of time, the volume really started to drop off, and it's been really decreasing ever since. Now, we spoke about this yesterday. I'm not going to speak too long about it today, but the reasoning for that is, we're seeing volume drop off, we're seeing price go sideways, we're seeing long-term holder supply reach all-time highs. The reasoning for all of this is quite clear. Well, people are not willing to buy or sell right now. People are sitting on the sidelines, or they're waiting in the coins they already have. They're not really taking any particular buy. So that's because this range is an interesting one. We're in an interesting position for Bitcoin. If we remove everything from this chart, what we can see, the green box we're in, the range we're currently in, well, it's in between two very major levels. It's in between the bear market level and the bull market level. We're kind of in a period of indecision here in the middle, in no man's land, really. I made the analogy yesterday. Imagine this is World War I. Imagine this is trench warfare. These are the British over here, these are the Germans up here, and in between is no man's land. It's kind of where no one wants to go, and that's what's happening right now. The reason why people aren't buying, the reason why people aren't selling, the reason why volume is so low, the reason why long-term holders' supply is going upwards is because simply there's no real good evidence to be bullish or bearish right now. The fact that people are neutral, the fact that I'm neutral, well, it's obvious that people should be neutral. The fact of the matter is the market's not coming to a decision. And so it's hard to have a particular bias when the market's not coming to a decision. That's the reason I'm neutral personally. I'm actually neutral in the market right now. And I believe that we shouldn't be taking any dramatic action until we see a breakout of this range, either to the downside or to the upside. And perhaps, to the upside 28K, because by that point we'll be confirmed to have gone up to 32. So I'll speak about that more when it actually occurs. But the big question is, obviously, because we're seeing consolidation in this range between 24.5K and 32K, and it's leading to very, very boring price action, as demonstrated by the algorithm on YouTube, as demonstrated by volume, holder supply. So the next question is, well, when are we going to move? Okay, and that's what we can discuss in this video, and it's going to take very quick to discuss, and it's actually a very simple answer, but it is an answer that a lot of people are really begging for at this point, and a lot of people might not have the means to get this answer. Well, I'll tell you right now, we have a few things on the Bitcoin daily chart that are quite important. Well, First and foremost, I want to look at short term. We've moved upwards, we've bounced off this green support zone. I've said before, I'll say it again, I don't think we need to go down and test that again. If we do go down and test that again, I think Bitcoin is in danger. There's generally no desire for Bitcoin to have to go down and test that again. We've already grabbed liquidity in the same fashion like we did over here. One deep candle and then upwards from there. That should be the way Bitcoin goes if it is going to be bullish. But I spoke about this yesterday. But I do want to look into short term. Short term, we had a bullish pennant formation. Actually, it broke to the downside. Then we had a bearish pennant formation. It's currently breaking to the downside, but it could be the case that this pennant formation is going to reform into another structure based on the lack of volume on this breakout. Fact of the matter is, short term still up in the air, medium term still up in the air, and it brings us back to the question I just answered. I just asked, when is the next move occurring? Well, we can answer that very simply. All we need to do is simplify this chart. Okay, let's delete everything. This is what we do. Fresh slate, delete everything. Let's simplify the chart. Where is the critical ranges? Where are the critical ranges for Bitcoin? Well, there is a critical support zone, as you know, at around 24.5K roughly to around 25.2K roughly. That is the critical support zone that Bitcoin needs to hold. So we'll make that green. There are then various lines, downtrending lines that are important for Bitcoin. For example, we have a downtrending line from here, okay, going through to these wicks here, something like that. That is a downtrending line that's compressing against Bitcoin. We have a downtrending line over here that is compressing against Bitcoin as well. We have another downtrending line, and in fact, this is the most valid one, right? Because I've seen 3 clean retests of it. So you could actually say, you could actually go ahead and say and simplify it and say, well, that downtrending line is the most important. That downtrending line has the most clean retests, and therefore that downtrending line with the lack of fake outs that it has is the one we should be looking at. You can then bring up something like the bull market support band and see that it is matching basically the trajectory of this downtrending line, roughly. So what do we have now? Well, we have a couple of things. Let's remove bull market support band. We have a couple of things. We have a downtrending line on Bitcoin compressing the Bitcoin price into a very major support zone. Now, what does this represent? It represents compression. What do we see when we see compression? We see the price comply between the support and resistance until it doesn't, until it either reaches a breakout or a breakdown. And so, knowing the fact that we're seeing compression against support, knowing the fact that Bitcoin is currently complying with these compression lines on the downside and upside, we can hence come to the conclusion that eventually it will not comply anymore, and that will come when the apex comes. Therefore, it is very, very it's mathematically impossible for Bitcoin to not break out by the time this downtrending line reaches the support on the 4th of November. Okay, and then you have to look at what's likely. Well, is it likely we go all the way to the 4th of November when the price is in like a 100 USD range? No, it's certainly not. The fact of the matter is this, it's very likely, if I'm just guessing, that we break out on Bitcoin before the compression between this line and the range enters the range itself. So therefore, it's very likely that Bitcoin breaks out either up or down before the 24th of October. And let's be real, it's probably more likely to do it before that. If we wanted to actually just be a wild guess, I'd say the breakout will be occurring either above this yellow line or below the green support, probably, within the next 2 weeks. I mean, it's the 24th now. 1 week from now will be the 31st or the 1st, and then 1 week from there will be October 8th. I think probably before October 8th, we're probably going to be seeing a breakout either up or down. Now, obviously, a downside breakout would be absolutely bloody, tragic for Bitcoin, really. I mean, because that would be a drop below this green range, a drop back into this previous orange range, hence a double top formation. We really do not want to be seeing that at all. But a break to the upside of this yellow line doesn't hold the same weight. It is good. It would be a break above the yellow line, breaking out of this triangle formation. It doesn't hold the same weight though, because what we really need to do, obviously that's a step in the right direction, but what we really actually need to do is break above bull market support band. Now, luckily for us, the yellow line and the bull market support band are roughly in the same position, and given the fact that the yellow line is clearly a compression structure, we would likely gain momentum upon breaking it, which would be enough to break above bull market support band. But realistically, it's the bull market support band that we're looking at for upside confirmation. And we'll look at that in the weekly chart. We'll just bring back this chart here so I don't delete it, save it now. On the weekly chart, we can see that being particularly true. It's bull market support band that's compressing us right now. It's bull market support band that, we held for support back here during the previous bounce. It's bull market support band that held for resistance throughout the entirety of the bear market, held for support throughout the entirety of the previous bull market. And it's bull market support band right now that we've rejected from on 2 occasions. That is really the critical level. We need to be closing above that level. Now, we have 21 hours until the weekly candle close. Do I believe that Bitcoin will close by bull market support band in 21 hours? I think it's hard to say, but I think it's a stretch. I certainly think it's a stretch. I think Bitcoin right now is at risk of forming quite a bearish candle, right? That's a hammer formation. That's not good. That's not what we really want to see. So, you know, and two separate wicks into it without a breakout, it's not really what we want to see at all. So hopefully there's a miracle. Hopefully Bitcoin somehow breaks above it today, but I think overall that is the end goal of this range. And you know, the fact that we're seeing compression into support here, which will come to a breakout around, you know, before the middle of October basically, means that eventually we're going to have to test that bull market support band, or we're just going to get rejected and go down. So the fact of the matter is October will be big, and that's not the only evidence I have for it. I also have a monthly returns chart on Bitcoin. What you can see, and you're probably familiar with this chart because a lot of people have brung it up in September specifically, because September, right, is meant to be a red month, okay? Everyone says red September, red September. And they're right, okay? They're right to think that, because September, as you can see historically, we've seen 10 Septembers historically, 8 of them have been red, and so red September is the right conclusion. Now, unfortunately, what the bears don't tell you, because they're biased, just like the bulls, they don't tell you that red September, yes, it's generally red, but yes, also, we generally see like a 6% move downwards in the entire month. So it's red, but it's actually not that red. On the contrast, right, October, we've seen just as many green Octobers as we've seen red Septembers. It's just as likely to be green as September is likely to be red. But the difference is the average percentage return on October is 20% to the upside. So we are entering a month here where we see a very strong upwards movement, generally speaking, 8 times out of 10. And on average, that 8 times out of 10 results in a 20% move to the upside. So if we see this pattern continue on the monthly returns chart, which isn't really evidence, right? It could just be a coincidence, but it is interesting to look at. If we see this pattern continue, where Octobers are generally green, okay, that would put us in a position to break upwards, okay, about out of this range rather than dropping downwards below support. So it is a bit of supporting data. So look, I can't tell you exactly what my opinion is right now. I don't really have one, to be honest with you. I actually don't. I don't think the charts are clear enough to have much of an opinion on Bitcoin. I discussed that a lot yesterday. I'm actually pretty neutral on the market right now. I think there are bullish narratives that are going to be hard to break for the bears. I certainly think that's one of the reasons why this support has held up so well. But I think if we go down and test it again, we're in big trouble. But basically my opinion has been this. I don't recommend shorting Bitcoin. I don't want to say recommend, it's the wrong word, because I'm not a financial advisor. I personally am not shorting Bitcoin until Bitcoin breaks below this level, okay? And I personally am not buying Bitcoin until it breaks above 28K and hence the bull market support band. That's my strategy. Right now I'm remaining neutral in the market, I'm on the fence. And that's basically my opinion for Bitcoin. So October move, probably before the middle of October. That's answering a lot of questions you guys have had, and that's, you know, giving you a time frame for when this boring price action will end. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Before we end it off there, I want to check out a couple of things. First and foremost, I want to check out the Bitget exchange and the BingX exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a little news flash for you. You trust exchanges with your money. They get hacked all the time. They lose funds all the time. So the exchange you're using, you're actually trusting with your money. You're also paying them fees for trades. You're paying up to thousands, tens of thousands of dollars per year in fees. So you want to have a bloody good exchange, right? And that's why I have 2 exchanges for you guys, 2 options depending on your location, depending on what you want from exchange. The first one is Bitget. That is a KYC exchange. You can sign up from anywhere in the world, excluding the United States, excluding Canada, and excluding Singapore. Very low fees, protection fund, the whole 9 yards. We've also got BingX, that's our second exchange, and that is an exchange you can sign up non-KYC from anywhere in the world, including every country, right, with a VPN from anywhere in the world. Again, very low fees, protection fund, everything you need in an exchange. Both of these exchanges are top 10 exchanges in trading volume. Sign up using my referral link below to get a 15% trading fee discount on both of the exchanges. Again, they'll both be in the description. Referral link is there. Get on the good exchange and become a proper trader. Don't use these trashy exchanges that you're risking your money and paying over in fees. Guys, let's get back into the video. And second of all, guys, I want to check out Become a Trader 10-unit course from the Crypto Academy. This course will teach you everything you need to know about trading, everything you need to know about becoming a trader. You can see the unit outline over here on the website. You can see the unit topics on the website, what we offer for each unit, exactly. And you can see finally our email address. You can contact us with any questions you might have, as well as, requesting payment information, stuff like that. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.